Hi there. My name is David with Black Belt Zen. I am back live with another video on this 14th day of April 2021. Thank you for joining me. Hit me up on Twitter at Black Belt Zen. I'm usually on Twitter at least twice a day, so that's probably the fastest way to reach me. If you want to comment, hit that subscribe button, and if you like this video at the end, be sure to hit the like button. Thank you again for checking us out. I'm going to talk a little bit today about going to class as a martial artist. Now, it might seem pretty obvious that if you want to train martial arts, go to class. But specifically, I want to talk about going to class on days when you don't feel like it. Because anybody can do it when they want to, right? That's easy. But doing it when you don't want to, when you're tired, when you're sore, when you're not in the mood, when you would rather binge Netflix or watch sports or something like that, that's the test of your commitment, is doing it when you don't want to, doing it when you're struggling. And the days you don't want to go are usually the most important days to go because that's that pattern of commitment. You want to develop a healthy pattern in your life of pushing through tough times and being able to commit to stuff, and that can be difficult if that's not a habit you've created. But by pushing yourself to doing that through martial arts training is one way you can develop that habit, not just for martial arts, but for anything in life. Because, to be successful in pretty much anything is going to require a commitment. I mean, how many of you want to go to work every day? Probably nobody. How many of you want to go to school every day? Not very many, but you go and you go and you just push through it. Well, martial arts training is the same thing. It's not just going, though sometimes just going can be successful. That oftentimes can be the most difficult part. But it's putting in your effort at the highest level instead of just going through the motions, really doing it. And we aren't all at our best every day. That's impossible. And whatever our best is for that day will change throughout the day. So my peak today is higher than what it was yesterday. And tomorrow it might be higher than what it was today, or it might be lower. I don't know. But you're not going to be at your highest peak every single day. And you're not going to be at your highest peak of that day throughout the whole day. So you just push through it and work through it the best that you can. Now, there's two things about martial arts training that I think are really important. One of them is patience. I see so many people who sign up and they think that they're just going to train for 6 months and be a black belt or be able to do everything at a high level. And that's just not the reality of it. If you haven't trained before, it's going to take a while to develop those skills and those stances, and depending on there's different martial arts and different styles and all that. But whatever it is, whichever style you're doing, it takes time to develop that. We live in a culture that's just so eager to get to the next thing. This need for instant gratification and overstimulation. It's like we didn't even know it existed until 2 seconds ago, and now we have to have it, right? Have to. And how many of you pick up your phone, try to go online on your phone, and it takes 3-4 seconds long, just a few seconds longer than what it normally does for you to get online, and then get frustrated, right? We don't have a lot of patience in this culture. We're so quick to just want what we want and get frustrated when we don't get it. And if you want to be good at martial arts, that's the wrong approach. It takes years to become a black belt. If you're brand new to training and you want to become a black belt, it should take you at least 4 years of training to get there. And that's if you're learning a good pace and you're consistent with going to class. So I probably shouldn't even get into this, but these schools where you get a black belt in a year and stuff, there may be a few exceptions to where someone is capable of actually getting to skill level of black belt in 1 year if they've never trained before. I've never seen it. Probably never will see it, but it might be out there. But generally speaking, it should take at least 4 years of good hard training to go from white to black if you've had no previous training. There's a lot of factors that go. Sometimes people go from different styles. If you started in Taekwondo and you went to karate, you'd have an advantage over somebody who has never trained before, and you might be able to move through the ranks a little bit faster, those types of things. But if you're brand new, that's kind of what it should be. So patience is very important if you want to train martial arts, because so many folks just don't have the patience to just kind of stick with it. And the other thing that's important to pay attention to is ego. It's important to realize, and I hope everyone really understands this, is that the goal of martial arts training is not you against anybody else, it's you against you. And it's not that, you've got one guy who's a third-degree black belt and is able to do stuff in his sleep that is way over your head. That's fine. That's not what it's about. It's not about being better than that guy. It's about going to class every day and studying and working and getting a little bit better. When I was a white belt, I had one of the black belts tell me, every time you go to class, you get a little bit better. You don't always realize it, but every time you go, you get a little bit better. And then some days you get significantly better. It's just if you're having one of those peak days. So don't let your ego get in the way of your training. I mean, people feel terrible about themselves when their kicks are sloppy, or they're feeling uncoordinated, or they lose in a sparring match, they get knocked down, or they get submitted, that type of stuff. There's probably always going to be someone who you're training with who's more experienced, more knowledgeable, tougher, faster, got better technique, and that's fine. Your journey is your own. You're not in competition with them. You're only trying to improve on yourself. Now, if you're in UFC or something like that, then obviously you're competing with somebody else, but you got to compete with yourself first. And it's about personal growth. And be honest with yourself about what it is that you want to do with your training. What do you hope to get out of it? Do you want to be a competitor? Are you doing it for physical fitness? Are you doing it for self-defense reasons, personal growth, socializing, those types of things? There's a lot of different reasons people train. I don't think there's a bad reason to train, but well, there probably is actually, but I don't know what it would be. But everybody's got their own individual goals, and that's especially important to recognize if you're brand new to training. All of this really is important for those who are brand new to training or thinking about starting training. So to just go to class and make the commitment. You don't want to be a wishy-washy martial artist. That's not good. You want to be committed, and you might go for a month or 2 months or 3 months and decide this is not for you and leave. And that's perfectly fine too. But if you're going to do it, commit to it, because that's the fastest way to improve, and that's the best way to improve. And the stuff that as a white belt you might see the green belts do and say, oh, they make it look so easy. They're only a green belt and they make it look so easy. And I, as a white belt, feel like that's way above my ability. But you keep going to class, you keep working it. Someday you get to green belt, and then a white belt comes to class, and you do the same technique, and they say, wow, you make that look easy. So you can be in that position. It's just a matter of keeping and going to class and pushing yourself to keep doing it, and being committed is how you do that. So I hope everybody got something out of this video. We do new videos every week. I don't know if we'll do another one this week or not. It's possible, but I do at least one new video every week. So like I said, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit me up on Twitter at Black Belt Zen. Post something in the comments if you want, if you have any questions or anything to add to this video. Appreciate you tuning in, and I will talk to you soon. All right. Have a great day. And I'm logging off. Bye.